Hi there Booktube, it's Eleanor here and it's time for my Friday reads. So this one is a bit different for me at the beginning because I actually haven't got a booktuber to shout out this week. I haven't been watching much booktube and so I've been remiss and I haven't found myself many new booktubers. But if you are a new booktuber or you're someone that I don't subscribe to already, let me know in the comments down below because I love checking out new booktubers and I don't find it at all, you know, it doesn't bother me if people want to say check out my channel, that's fine, because I like checking out new channels and that's the best way to find out about it. So let me know in the comments if you've got a channel and I can check it out. I would love to, but I am going to shout out a booktuber this week who helped me find my new favourite lipstick. I'm absolutely in love with this and it's the Colourpop Ultra Satin Matte, I think, in More Better, and I discovered this from watching Riley Marie's channel. Riley, I love this lipstick. It looked so gorgeous on her and I really wanted it, and so I ordered it without ever trying it on because you can't get Colourpop in the UK except online, and I absolutely love it. So I'm shouting out Riley Marie for her wonderful taste in lipsticks. So this week I'm just going to talk about 4 things, 2 books and 2 graphic novels. I have read more than this actually, but as you know if you've watched my previous videos, I'm doing a sort of Jane Eyre-a-thon type readathon, just me and Janet from Swirly Girly Reads. We read Jane Eyre together and we're reading lots of Jane Eyre inspired books straight afterwards, and I'm going to do sort of a whole Jane Eyre-a-thon wrap up of that as soon as we've finished. It may take longer than a week. We're just sort of taking our time with it and I haven't got anything pressing to read afterwards, so we're just allowing ourselves however much time it takes to read them. So I will do a whole wrap up of that sort of Jane Eyre inspired things at a later stage. But for this week I just want to talk about the books that I read at the early part of the week before I started that. The first one was a buddy read with the lovely Caitlin from Kitty G, which is Underground by S.L. Gray. The premise of this book is that a number of people who are affluent have bought some apartment condos in an underground facility which has been built in order to keep them safe should some sort of apocalyptic event occur. And this apocalyptic event has occurred. There is a virus that has been killing people and everyone is scaremongering and getting worried that it's going to come over to the US and that there have been reported incidents of it, and so the people that own these condos are raced to the condos in order to keep themselves safe. But unfortunately this event has occurred quicker than the man who is building the condos expected, and so they're not completely finished. They're finished enough though for the people to move in and all get locked in together, including the guy that owns the facility, and then things start to go wrong. Someone is killed and the plot sort of goes from there. Unfortunately, there was big chunks of info dumping in here which I found irritating. I found the plot very basic, not very intriguing, not very interesting, unfortunately. The only redeeming thing about this book is that it was a fast read, which, you know, was good because I wasn't enjoying it. It was sort of pushed as a little bit of a thriller come horror. It wasn't scary at all. I didn't find it very thrilling. It just wasn't a very good book for me, and I gave this one 2 stars. The next book was also a buddy read with Caitlin from Kitty G, and that was All the Birds in the Sky by Charlie Jane Anders. And again, unfortunately for me, this one was slightly disappointing. I started the book and I was loving it. I loved the idea. We're following 2 children, a girl and a boy. The girl comes from a home where she is not treated very well and she's slightly different, and her sister is a bit of a psychopath, and she ends up discovering that she is magical and potentially a witch. And then we're following a young boy who is a scientific genius who's really interested in astrophysics and has completely and has made himself a watch which can flick him forward 2 seconds in time, so like a mini time machine of 2 seconds, and it's them meeting and their relationship, and then we skip. What I wanted to see in the middle of this book was she ends up going to witch school, and he carries on his journey to become a scientist, and I really wanted to see her time at witch school. But we have their early childhood and then meeting, and then she goes to witch school, but we don't hear anything about it. We skip to like when they're in their 20s and they reconnect, and I felt like we missed the most exciting part of the book, because actually the idea of witches in this and the type of thing that they do was a really interesting idea, and I wanted to learn how she found out more about how she was and how her magic worked and how she came into her powers and people she met along the way and missions she did, and I really feel like that was missing in here. And when we meet back up with them, I noticed those gaps and I felt them missing, and I didn't like the relationship between the two main protagonists as adults. I didn't feel the chemistry we were meant to have, and I just didn't enjoy it as much as I was hoping. And it's a real shame because it really had great potential. I'd say the first third of the book, it was well on the way to being a 4 or 5 star book for me, and then unfortunately it just went down, and so it was okay, but it wasn't great, and I gave it 3 stars. Next, I want to talk to you about 2 graphic novels I read this week, and that was volumes 1 and 2 of Gotham Academy. Now, I don't like to say peer pressure because I'm my own lady and I'm not peer pressured, but I just kept hearing people talk about this. I really did enjoy the look of the artwork, and so I thought it was about time I picked it up. I went with Tracy from Flamingo Reads up to London recently, and we went to Orbital Comics. The lady in there was raving about this. I'd heard great things from booktubers that I respect and who generally I like the same things as, and so I thought I'm going to pick it up. It's set in Gotham. I love Gotham, and I love the DC world set in Gotham, and so I thought this sounds like fun. It was sold to me as Harry Potter, but a bit darker and weirder, and in some respects it was, and I did enjoy it. It was a fun read. I felt in the first volume I was sort of trying to get to grips with what was going on. We're sort of thrown into it a little bit, but that was fine, and it sort of started to get going, and I did enjoy it. It's a good, fun, fast story, and the first one I definitely really enjoyed. We were getting to know our main characters, and we were getting to know their relationship together. Our main character really is Olive Silverlock, and we're discovering what's happened with her and her ex-boyfriend. Her ex-boyfriend's little sister's just started the school, her relationship with other people in the school, sort of weird, creepy, magical things that are taking place, and them sort of looking into it and trying to find and discover what's going on. It was a good starting point for the series, and I did really enjoy this one, and I gave it 4 stars. And then I moved straight on to volume 2, and unfortunately for me, this one just didn't do it quite so much. I really enjoyed the artwork still, but the story was just lacking in some way for me, and I felt like I was missing stuff. It's got a slight manga feel to it, some of it, which isn't a bad thing, but just some of it just didn't gel with me for some reason, and so this one was a 3 star. So I think I may pick up the next one just to see if it builds back up again, but if it doesn't, it may be one that I leave or pick up from the library at a later stage. But I'm really pleased that I gave them a go. So I gave this one 4 and this one 3, and it's an okay, fun series. If you like Gotham, you like DC, the DC world, then you'll probably enjoy this if you want something a bit lighter to read than some of the other graphic novels in the DC world. So that is what I've been reading this week. As you know, I'm currently reading Jane Eyre books, and books, you know, lots of Jane Eyre books, and so I will be wrapping you up, as I say, on that at a later stage. So I hope you're having a good week, and I look forward to speaking to you all soon. I'm going on holiday today for a week with my family, so I'm hoping to film my next Friday reads on location from holiday, but if you don't see one next Friday, it's because I haven't been able to. I'm sure I will, but just in case, That is why, if I don't show up in your feed next Friday. Okay, bye for now, Booktube.